think it depends which data points you're looking at. I happen to cover Netflix, which, if you look 5 or 6 years ago, Netflix removed their churn disclosure, and that sent a lot of investors running for the hills. And that ended up being not a real issue at all. There was no canary in a coal mine in that case. And in fact, Netflix was really just doing the same thing and saying, look, we have these tens of millions of users at the time, and having a small change in churn every quarter doesn't really make much of a difference.
Isn't that
it's
not
really
comparable,
the same thing
Michael? I'm sorry to interrupt, but wouldn't the more comparable
Yeah.
scenario be if Netflix said we're not going to give you subscriber numbers?
Well, in this case, I would say, Apple has approximately 1.5 billion active customers. So that would be the number that we would like to get, that they haven't ever disclosed other than periodically. They've given us that twice, 1 billion users back in January of 16 and $1.3 billion earlier this year. And I think the key takeaway there is just that what we're focused on is trying to ensure that we have an increase in the services revenue and a higher attach rate, so to speak, over the next few years. And that's really what this disclosure is going to focus on.
Let's talk about their forward guidance into the fourth quarter. How troubling is that, or is this a case of, well, also Amazon did the same thing, but is this the case of Apple trying to be overly cautious and maybe sandbag it a little bit?
It's probably too early in the quarter to say how conservative the guidance is, but one thing to take note of is if you look at the last 2 quarters, the revenue guidance has come in, or the revenue results, I should say, have come in at the high end of the guidance or above the guidance range. Mm-hmm. So this could be a case where that plays out again. If it does play out again, then the revenue that Apple would report for this quarter would actually be higher than where the street was going into it last night. So to the degree there's the same kind of conservatism level as we've seen over the last couple of quarters, then that would be the case.
The stock is still up 20-some% or 20% for the year so far. Do you have a buy on this stock? What's your rating, or do you have one?
Yeah, we have an overweight rating and a $250 price target.